Hi, everyone. I'm Christine Schiavone, and our show is Spiritual Exploration. I am here with Geozuwa. Did I pronounce it right?
Yes, you did. Yes,
I'm
you
still
did.
getting used to that name. Anyway, and we're going to talk about dream control. And without further ado, I would like to introduce you to Geozuwa. He's been a former guest, a present guest, and I'm sure a future guest.
Yes, and thank you for having me on your show again.
Always
I love
a pleasure.
being here.
I know. I love
And it's
having
an
you.
award-winning show. I must say that all the time, right?
That's
you have
right.
won
That's
awards.
right. I do have an award.
Awesome.
Yes, I do. They haven't done anything since, but
But you have them.
but I have 'em.
Good, good.
Anyway, though, but we're going to talk about dream control tonight. We all have dreams. We all, sometimes we remember them, sometimes we don't. Sometimes they seem very real, and sometimes they're just out of this planet. It's out of this world, you know. And sometimes we understand them, sometimes we don't. Sometimes they might be prophetic. Sometimes they're just telling us about what's happening now, or sometimes they just totally don't make any sense at all. So, Geozuwa, tell us about our dreams and what do they mean?
Okay. For one, when I'm saying about dream control, it's lucid dreaming. It's when you're sleeping, you're dreaming, and you're aware that you're dreaming. So that's a lucid dream. When you're having a lucid dream, you're aware that you're in your bed sleeping and that you are dreaming. Now, with dream control, there's so many things that you can do with the dream control. When you're aware that you're lucid dreaming, you have a beautiful point in which you can control your dream, you can work on yourself, you can receive answers and guidance, you could train. I mean, there's no limit. There are no limitations of what you can do in the dream world, and you have unlimited access to the infinite power of your mind while you are dreaming, while you're asleep.
I have never, as far as I can remember, had a lucid dream. I know that, as you said, we know we're asleep, we know we're dreaming, and in some cases have control over what happens in that dream.
Yes.
Now, I've never had that experience. Is there any way for us to bring on that experience?
Oh, okay. I guess we'll jump right into it. Yes.
Yes.
One, through hypnosis, you can be programmed to have that put in place with your subconscious mind so that when you go through some hypnosis sessions to control your dream, to get programmed to do so, when you fall asleep, there'll be certain triggers, like something out of place where all of a sudden, like the cup just starts rising, or you're speaking to one person, and then all of a sudden you're on a beach on a different
island.
or on a different planet, or so you know that, oh, wait a second, like this, am I awake or am I dreaming? And you're dreaming. So you have that program placed into you through hypnosis, so that when you do have those certain triggers, like all of a sudden you're walking along a beach, and all of a sudden there's just there's cats flying in the air, and there's that usually doesn't happen when you're awake, correct?
That's not, yeah, it doesn't happen in real life, no.
Okay, so those would be triggers that you would have programmed in you through hypnosis control your dreams when you begin to lucid dream.
But why now? Why would you want to control a dream? Does it have anything to do with trying to make this dream a reality in your life?
That's one way of one reason to do it. For one, I mean, you could just do dream control, lucid dream, just to fly. Now, flying in your dreams, I mean, it feels just as realistic as if you were flying. I mean, you feel the air, you feel the energy as you're soaring through the sky, through the clouds, over the oceans. And it's just a beautiful experience, flying.
Oh, I'm sure it's probably very pleasant, especially when you don't have any fear of the height and fear of falling and all that stuff.
Right. So that's one thing. I mean, just to have fun, but you can also program yourself to do certain things, to eliminate bad habits, to change things about yourself. You can do that through dream control.
All right. So now, how do we? I mean, like you said, would you have to be hypnotized or something?
No. I actually, I've been doing the metaphysical since I'm a child with no training, and one of those abilities that I had since I'm a child is dream control, lucid dreaming. And I thought everyone was doing it, so I used to talk to my friends about it, and then you'd look at me like I'm crazy. But
right.
So I just kept it to myself. I enjoyed, I aware that I'm sleeping, that I'm dreaming, and I just start flying. I know that a couple of times, I would have a bad dream, and let's say I was being chased, and then I would realize, no, this isn't real. I'm not in this location. The moment I realize that, I know that I'm dreaming. For lack of a better word, it's a nightmare. I just change it. Yeah. And I'll just take off flying, or I'll just turn around and I'll wave my hand, and then I'm in control.
Whatever it was goes away.
I realized that it was just a dream. So at that point, I'm able to. One of the other things I used to love as a child is if I had a really good dream and I was having really great experiences in the dream, and I would wake up, I would be able to go right back into the same dream. And sometimes I would have the continuation of that dream throughout the night. Have you ever done that?
I had only once, get this, okay. I had a dream that about a year later continued. Believe it or not, it was a dream. I don't know why I keep dreaming of presidents, but it was a dream that many years ago that I was out in the limousine kind of bar hopping or party hopping.
With the president?
With Reagan.
Wow, nice.
It's true.
If you had to choose right now who you would go bar hopping with, which president would you go bar hopping with?
I would do it with Trump.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah.
You would do what with Trump?
Anything.
Okay. Well,
no, I wouldn't mind being in his company and going to parties and or even just having a one-on-one conversation or something.
Okay.
I have a lot of admiration for the man, even though there's a lot of people who don't. But believe it or not, 2/3 of the people are for him. Only 1/3 are the dummies.
Okay.
So 1/3 of our country is a bunch of dummies, and then the rest of us are smart because we know. Because I want to tell you, as far as if you want to talk about Trump a little bit, he was put there by God.
Okay.
People don't want to believe that. Some people say no. But that's it. But he would be one president that I wouldn't mind spending some time with.
Very nice.
Yeah. But
I'm sure he would enjoy your company.
I would hope so.
Now, you could, if you had a lucid dream and you were dreaming, you could go bar hopping in your dream with Trump or whoever else you want to.
That's true.
Yes,
well,
if you're controlling the dream.
Now, getting back to Reagan.
Yes.
I had that dream. We were having a wonderful time, and we were going from one party or bar or whatever to another and getting in and out of the limousine, laughing, talking, really having a good time. About a year later, it continued. We did it again.
Wow.
That's the reason I brought that up because I had it was the only time in my entire life that I recall continuing a dream.
Wow, and it was a year later. Very interesting.
Yes. Another dream I had about a president was Ford. We were dancing on the Capitol steps, would you believe?
So you have a thing for presidents, don't you?
I guess. Yeah. I don't know. Anyway, but no, but the thing is that when you wake up from something like that and you say to yourself, why did I have that dream? Was it telling me something?
Possibly.
Is it foreseeing something?
Possibly. There's infinite possibilities as to what any dream may mean. So it could mean this, it could mean that. And they're all absolutely right. But the beautiful part about being who you are and about being human is that you could make anything mean whatever you want it to mean, and it will mean exactly that. So let's examine a little bit. All right, so you had the dreams with the presidents. One possibility, did it feel real?
It did. It felt very
It
real.
actually could have been an alternate reality. It could have been that you were actually experiencing an alternate reality.
I do believe Reagan was still alive at the time that I had those dreams.
But it could have been an alternate reality in which well, I know we can't get it too deep into, parallel universes and infinite realities. That's just one possibility.
Yes.
There's infinite possibilities. Another possibility is maybe you had something, you had to come up with a time in your life where you had to make a big decision, and maybe in your subconscious mind, President Reagan
would have had the answer.
would have had the answers, or he had the confidence to make the best decision. So that's a possibility. And every possibility that I could say are absolutely right. And it all depends. And another thing is you could make it mean whatever you want it to mean, and it will mean exactly that. Mm-hmm. So if you have a dream with Ronald Reagan now, or even Donald Trump, you could make it mean whatever you want it to mean. You could make it mean that you're about to receive an opportunity, or you're about to really jump forward and succeed in every aspect of your life, or maybe you're going to get an inheritance. Whatever you want to believe and you expect it, it'll manifest. So you can make anything mean what you want it to mean, and it will mean exactly that.
What if you want it to mean that you would actually have an encounter with that person?
Oh, then it will happen.
Really?
Yes.
So in other words, you can make a dream
Most
prophetic.
likely will happen. What's that?
You can make a dream prophetic then.
You can. Yeah. I personally don't like to prophesize or predict, because there's infinite possibilities. There's infinite potentials to the future. And all of them exist side by side. It's always your choice. So you can choose what you want to manifest. You can choose the future you want. You can choose to be exactly who you want to be, and then make it happen. So yes.
But how do you go about making something happen?
Okay.
You take your everyday circumstances. You wake up in the morning and your day is so-and-so, and you do this, you do that. And you go to sleep at night, and that's the end of it. How do you manifest what you dreamt, or make it happen the way you want it to?
Okay, well, you have to decide. You have to give me an example of what you want to manifest in your life.
All right, say you want to manifest a new job.
Okay.
You're looking at a really, really nice job, and you want it, and it's up for grabs, but there's other people that are vying for it. And you would like to have this job because it's work that you would enjoy, and money that you would like to have because it's good money, and blah, 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 all that.
Okay.
So aside from just going and actually putting in an application and a resume and applying for the job.
So you do realize you do have to do that.
You have to, of course.
Because
It's
some
not
people
going to
don't.
just happen.
Because some people don't. Some people just think that they could just, think of something and it will happen. Is it possible? Yes. But it makes it easier when you do the steps necessary to make that happen. But go ahead, yes.
Right. Or say, for instance, you want, a new love in your life. You want to manifest that. But there are certain steps you have to take also. First of all, you got to be out there to meet people.
Yes, that's very true.
All right. Although you don't have to put yourself out there because you can meet somebody in a supermarket, in a restaurant,
very
wherever.
True.
You know
Very
what I mean? But you have to be in that supermarket or restaurant or whatever to meet the person.
Yes.
But what do you do after that?
Well, okay, so let's start with the job first.
Okay.
For one, when people manifest, a lot of times they're manifesting from fear or from limitations. And one of those fears would be, let's say you just said there's a number of people. There are a number of people that are up for the same job, or they want the same job. They all want to manifest that same job. Mm-hmm. Now, there's different ways of looking at it. Only one person's going to get the job, right? So then now you have some people that want the job, they want to manifest it, but then at the same time thinking, well, what if that person needs it more than me? So they're interfering with their abilities to manifest it. One thing you have to realize is, and again, I know we're not going to delve into the infinite realities, or alternate universes, because let's say there's 10 people up for the same job. There's 9 people and you. Now there's 10 separate realities, one in which each person got that job. So,
okay.
so it's okay. I'm saying right now, it's okay to manifest a job and not worry about the other people not getting the job, because
In other
there's
words, don't fret over it.
Right,
Well, what if
right.
somebody else gets it?
nope, because there's abundance. It's infinite abundance. There are no limitations. So there's 10 separate realities. I mean, there's 10 separate sets of infinite realities in which you get the job, or the other person, or the other person. So you never have to worry about that. Now, on the other hand, sometimes when a person is trying to manifest a certain job, a specific job, sometimes it's not in their best interest to actually get that job. So you'll have your spirit guides, you'll have maybe your higher self protecting you and not allowing it to happen because it's not in your best interest for your highest good or your ultimate happiness.
That something bad
Something
might
that, something that you're not
happen.
aware of. Like you think, even relationships, that's why I always say never, ever, ever intend or try to manifest to be in a relationship with a specific person. Because, you're seeing the person from the outside. You don't know the person for 20 years, 30 years. Sometimes you can know someone for an entire lifetime and never truly know the person.
True.
So if you're manifesting for a specific person, be careful what you ask for, be careful what you wish for. You'll get it, and it might be the worst possible person
that
you could be in a relationship with.
It's true. It might be somebody that's going to treat you badly or whatever.
Right. So,
But sometimes, when you really, really want something and it doesn't happen, you do find out later in many cases that you were better off that way.
better off, absolutely.
Better off that
absolutely.
it didn't happen that way. And sometimes, I heard something recently that said, when God's delay is not God's denial.
Mm-hmm.
So it could be that it's not meant to happen now. It could
Correct.
be somewhere down the road or something.
Yes, absolutely.
So, yeah, it's true though that some people, they tend to want something, and then when they don't get it, sometimes even weeks later or years later, they say, "Wow, I'm so glad that didn't happen. I wanted it so bad, and I find out now that I was better off that it didn't happen that way."
Absolutely.
You might find out that somebody turned out to be a really bad person that you really wouldn't have wanted to associate with.
Right.
Or that job turned out that 2 weeks after the job opened, the company went under or something.
Yeah. There's
know?
so many things. So many things.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And just real quick, I had someone who wrote a few books, and they kept saying, no one's reading it yet, I'm manifesting it to be a bestseller, And are you doing anything to get it out there? No. Are you doing any workshops? No. Lectures? No, nothing. Or book signings? No. What are you doing? They're not doing anything, so they're not helping the process. Is it possible that she goes onto the subway one day with her book and she leaves it there, forgets it, the right person picks it up at the right time, he's a publisher, and it becomes a bestseller? Absolutely.
That could happen,
It
sure.
could happen. But wouldn't it be easier? Wouldn't it facilitate the success of the books if she had like a website, if she did advertising, if she did lectures and workshops and
In
book
other words,
signings?
you have to be
you help,
proactive.
yes. If you're proactive, you make everything so much easier
Yeah.
to manifest.
Well, no, you do have to be proactive in your life. You can't just ask for something and then just waiting for it to come.
Is it possible that it will?
Yes.
Yes, but why not help the process?
Well, if you can help the process.
Absolutely.
See, a lot of people don't like to work for it either. You know what
Yeah,
I mean? They don't like
it's
to
true.
work because I think part of the reason that relationships fall apart is because one or both people aren't working at it.
Yeah.
They're not trying to make the other person happy or show the other person their best side. They're just there. I'm in the relationship, so I don't have to do anything. It's all right. That's when they start falling apart.
And I often find that it's like women that want to get into relationships with me. It's just like I'm eye candy, and well, anyway, there's no audience, so I really can't hear the laughter. But in any case, no, I just thought I'd break it up a little bit. But the actual thing is, people shouldn't get into relationships just because of whatever. You should be your best self before you actually even look to get into a relationship. And who is your best self? You got to make sure, one, that you don't have certain issues. You know, if you have anger issues, if you have jealousy, you have to work on that to eliminate it. You have to address your stuff. I mean, we all have baggage. We all have things, you know, weighing us down. We can address it. You know, you can address it. You can heal before you go into, when you heal before you go into a relationship, when you're happy with yourself, it's so much easier to be in a happy relationship. When you're comfortable with yourself, when you love yourself, it's easy for you to be loved. And when those ingredients are there, now you're getting a higher level person. You're getting a better person that's going to come, and they're going to see you. They're going to see that self-love, and they're going to have their own self-love. And 9 times out of 10, it's going to be two people working together. One, they're happy with themselves, but there they are making each other happy at the same time, where unfortunately most people don't do that. But
They don't, well, you know what it is too, I think, with a lot of people, they just into themselves and what they want and what they expect.
A lot of selfish, yeah.
And when a lot of selfishness, and when they don't get what they expect, they're unhappy. And when they're unhappy, their relationship falls apart.
Right.
You know?
So you know what? Relationships. Let me bring up something, and I'm not sure if I spoke about this in my book, because I do touch upon dream control in my book. But relationships. You know, have you ever had a broken heart?
Of course, I'm probably on several occasions, I'm sure. I find it easy to love if somebody is lovable.
Oh, absolutely.
But then
And-
sometimes even somebody that's lovable turns out to be somebody that's not the right person to love.
Right.
And then you end up with
So
a broken heart.
Right. So here's my, you know what it feels like. You can't eat, you can't sleep, everything
You
reminds you of
cry,
the,
all this
everything
kind of
reminds you of the person.
Yeah, yeah.
You lose a ton of weight, or you gain a ton of weight. Whatever,
Right.
Either way, it happens. That's that's what a broken heart does to you. It doesn't feel good, and it may last what, for a couple of days, couple of weeks, sometimes years, sometimes a
longer.
lifetime.
Sometimes people just
So-
give up on love altogether.
Yes, and that's so unfortunate.
That is
Yes.
unfortunate.
So I'm going to bring up one of the things that I did in dream control. So several years ago, I'm in a relationship, and very strong feelings, but the girl, she got to the third strike. And usually it's like 2 strikes and you're done, but she got to the 3rd strike, and I was like, no.
This isn't working.
I can't be, there's strong feelings, love and care, but just can't be with the person, it's not good.
Not good for you.
Right, exactly. So, so we break up, and, a few days pass, and now I'm starting to miss the person's calling. If I answer the phone, then it's going to start up, and we may start dating again, get back into the relationship. And I know it's not right for me. I know she's not the
You're
one.
going to be just going around the same mountain.
Right,
again.
and I don't want to continue that cycle. I want to be happy. I want to be
Right.
with the perfect one for me.
Right.
So, when I started really, really missing, and I was about to answer the phone, I said, you know what? Tonight, when I go to sleep and I'm dreaming, I'm going to control my dream, and I'm going to drink a potion in my dream, and when I drink that potion, it's going to eliminate any feelings, any, everything associated with that girl, so that when I wake up the next day, I'm going to be absolutely amazed that there's no feelings whatsoever. I'm
Don't
completely
miss.
neutral. Yeah, no missing, nothing like that. And so that night I went to sleep, started flying in my dreams. I flew to a cave, chalices, cups, there it is, the potion. And I'm going to choose the right one. It's my dream. I drink the potion. I feel it. I woke up the next day. It's like a weight lifted off my shoulders, so free, a weight lifted off my mind. I couldn't care. Not that I couldn't care less, but no attachments, nothing, no emotions, no feelings for
No
the
feeling,
person.
not-
So
not
it was,
hate,
and
not
it
love,
not
not anything
nothing.
in
It was just like
between.
this. And you know what? That's something that you can do with dream control, among other things, that is so valuable and so beneficial. Because think about it. Like you said, sometimes a broken heart can last an entire life.
It can.
Now you make a decision. You know what? Tonight when I go to sleep, I'll drink a potion, and I'll wake up tomorrow.
And
that's
have
it.
No feeling and no nothing. How about though? Very often when you are experiencing something like that, though, there's a lot of memories that kind of tug at you. Will you forget all the memories too?
No, you don't have to forget the memories. Why would you forget the memories?
Well,
Unless
because
it-
sometimes they bring up something in the heart that that
Well-
kind of rekindles a feeling.
Nope. Not when you absolutely know that you're going to make that choice, you make that decision.
That this
And,
person
and
is
you
wrong
and you use
for
dream
you,
control.
and
Yeah,
you're
the
gonna put 'em
person.
behind
Yeah, because
you.
if the person is wrong for you and you know the person is not the right person for you, then it's easy to make that decision. And that decision it's a final decision. That there's no ands, ifs, or buts. This is it. And when you make that decision and you use dream control to accomplish it, it's like this. So the memories are there, but there's no charge to it. There's no, oh, I missed this or I missed that. It's just something that happened. It's a learning experience. That's it.
So in other words, like sometimes you feel like you met a certain person for a specific reason. I mean, everybody we meet for a reason. We
Oh,
all have a
yes,
message
yes.
for each other, and we all have our little contracts, whether they're 5 minutes or 500 years. We all have contracts with each other from the before time.
Very possible.
Okay.
Many
But
people
then
do.
you have to be able to tune into, okay, what was my contract with this person? Was this person supposed to come into my life to be somebody significant, a lover, a husband, a wife, whatever?
Mm-hmm.
Or did they just come to teach me something and leave?
Right.
You
It's
know,
very possible.
or was I there to teach them something?
So are
and
you
leave?
asking me, can you find that answer out in dream control?
Yeah.
Yes, you can. You can receive all of the answers and guidance you need to receive through your dreams. Your subconscious mind, your superconscious mind has all the answers. So in a sleep state, while you're dreaming, lucid dreaming, you're in control of the dream. You can access those areas. You can access the Akashic records. You can access higher states of awareness and information, knowledge. Yes. So you can find anything and everything out through your dreams. Absolutely. You can also call upon other energy and even loved ones to come into your dream, and you'll receive the guidance from them. And there's infinite levels of that as well, because yes, your actual loved one will come into your dream. Very possible. Another aspect of that is that you can call upon your loved one to give you guidance, but what will happen is that your subconscious mind in your dream state, you will create your perception of your loved one in the dream to give you the exact answers and guidance you need. And it's just as real and just as powerful. But there's infinite levels to everything. And it's all very powerful.
So what would you do then upon going to sleep? You're lying in bed, and maybe I mean, when I lie in bed and I'll say my little prayers or whatever while I'm laying there. You're ready to fall asleep. Okay. So what would you do then at that point? Just put out a little prayer
To control your dream?
Yeah.
Okay, well, here's one of the things. I'll give you the exercise because, like I said, I was doing dream control, lucid dreaming since I'm a child with no training. And when I was in high school on it was a trip to Canada, went to Montreal and Quebec City. I think I was a freshman or a sophomore, and I picked up this Omni magazine. You ever hear of Omni magazine?
It sounds familiar.
I don't think it's out anymore.
Sounds familiar.
And it said lucid dream or controlling your dream. And I read some of the exercise, and so I did it. And that night, after I read the exercise, it was like I had the most vivid, most powerful dream that I was in control of. So, and from that moment on, it was just skyrocketed all of my abilities to dream control. So I'll give you the exercises. Here's one of the exercises that you can do. Okay, well, I don't know if they could read the words, but let's see. Okay, so I'll just give you an example. So, my cup is copper, right? So what you would do with the camera, not with the camera, what you would do, let's say, okay, so I want to lucid dream tonight. So what I would do is I would look at the copper cup, right? It's on the table. I'd look at it, and I would ask myself, and this is what you would do, like with anything, a stop sign, a cover of a book, whatever. So you're looking at the copper cup, and you say, am I awake or am I dreaming? Am I awake or am I dreaming? You're looking at the cup. Am I awake or am I dreaming? You look away. You ask the question again. Am I awake or am I dreaming? Am I awake or am I dreaming? Then you look back at the cup. The cup is the same. You confirm it in your mind that the cup is the same. I am awake. You confirm that you're awake. Tonight, when I am sleeping and I am dreaming, I will know that I am dreaming. I will be aware that I am dreaming. And you do that over and over. You repeat that exercise over and over with many different objects, with a stop sign. If you're standing in front of a stop sign, you read the stop sign. Am I awake or am I dreaming?
Well, I hope
am I
you're
awake or am I
awake
dreaming?
if you're at a stop sign.
Well, I didn't say in the car. I said you're standing.
Oh,
But in any
okay.
case, so because in the dream world, now this is what will happen. So now you're sleeping, you're in the middle of a dream, and you have an object. Let's say it's a copper cup, right? So in the dream, now you see the copper cup and things are happening, and then all of a sudden, the copper cup changes and it turns into a kitten or it turns into a monkey. And then all of a sudden you'll know it'll click. Oh, I'm dreaming. Now I'm going to control my dream. And usually the best thing to do, especially starting out, is to then jump and start flying, or run, jump, skip, start flying.
So in other words, let me repeat this so that I know that I understand and our audience understands. Looking at the cup and just saying to yourself, am I asleep or am I dreaming? Am I asleep or
Am I awake or am I dreaming?
Oh, I'm sorry. Am I awake? Okay. Am I awake or am I dreaming? Or it was like saying, am I awake or am I asleep?
Yeah, you can do that. Yep,
Okay.
absolutely.
Am I awake or am I dreaming? So several times and look away and say the same thing, and then look back at the cup and say the same thing.
And no, you confirm it. As soon as you look back at the cup, you confirm, I am awake.
I am awake.
The cup is the same. It didn't change. It's in
Right.
the same location. I am awake. Tonight, when I'm sleeping, I will know that I'm dreaming. And then when I know that I'm dreaming, I will control my dream. And then you'll say, you'll practice with the flying. So you say, tonight in my dreams, I will be flying. Tonight, I'll be aware that I'm dreaming, and I will fly in my dreams. So you keep saying you'll fly in your dreams.
So then that's how you would bring on a lucid dream.
Yes, now before you go to sleep at night, so it doesn't just end there. While you're laying in bed before you go to sleep, what you could do to facilitate the process even further is you close your eyes and you imagine yourself. You say it again that tonight you're going to fly in your dreams. You say over and over, I'm going to be aware that I'm sleeping, I'm going to be aware that I'm dreaming, and I'm going to fly in my dreams. When I'm aware that I'm dreaming, I'm going to fly in my dreams. So now you have your eyes closed, and then you imagine yourself falling asleep, and you imagine yourself that you're dreaming, and then you take off flying. And you just imagine yourself flying, and then you say it again. Tonight, when I'm dreaming, I'll be aware that I'm dreaming, and I will control my dreams. I will fly in my dreams. And you can even say each and every night, I fly in my dreams. So it facilitates it even further. So then when you do fall asleep, it's going to happen. Now, some people it happen like this. Some people may need a few days. Some people may need a few weeks. But doing those exercises, if you really want to lucid dream, if you really want to control your dream, that is how you start. And it's a beautiful experience. Just to be aware that you're dreaming is a beautiful experience. To fly in your dreams is an
that's a lot
amazing
of fun, I'm
experience. Yeah,
sure.
absolutely. And then to know that you can correct anything about yourself or change anything about yourself through dreams, I mean, it's so valuable, so beneficial. I mean, and you can make change like this. You ever have insomnia?
Oh, of course, don't we all?
No. Well, I did when I was
Most
younger.
of the time I sleep good.
When I was younger, I was having insomnia. I couldn't fall asleep until it was really time for me to get up.
Really?
But then I would fall asleep. So then I said, you know what? All right, I have this issue. So when I finally do fall asleep, I am going to control my dream, and I'm going to do something in my dream that is going to correct this, so that I can fall asleep anytime, anywhere, whenever I need to. So that every night when I'm in bed ready to go to sleep, I'm just going to fall right into a very deep sleep. And I did it. It was like that.
Well, most of the time.
Usually I drink a potion. So I think yeah,
Oh,
really.
you mean a fake potion?
Well, in the dream, it's a dream world.
Wow.
It's sometimes I'll have like a wise man in a long white beard would give me, here you go. This is the elixir for you to sleep well whenever you want to, and then I would drink it.
That reminds me of a scene in a movie that I saw. It was a comedy where this woman went to like a sorcerer, and she gave her. I forget who the actress was. It was the one that did Florence Foster, what's her name? Is it the bad singer? Anyway, so
Bad singer?
Yeah, it was.
What year was
a
this movie
story.
made?
Oh, last year I think it was.
Oh, it's like a newer movie.
Yeah, it was.
Oh.
But the movie that I'm talking about was several years ago.
Oh.
But it was the same actress.
Oh.
Anyway, though,
Okay.
but what happened was, so the sorcerer gives her a potion, and she takes it, and she drinks it down, and then she's done drinking it, and then the sorcerer says, and now a warning. And she says, and now a warning.
Well, you know what? It's your mind, your imagination. It's your dream world. If something starts to change that you don't like, you can switch it like this. And one of the things, another exercise to do is while you're controlling your dream, let's say you're flying and you start to lose control or where things start happening that's not in your control, all you have to do is spin. Just start spinning in your dream,
Spin
and
your
you'll
body
gain even
around
more.
like that?
Yes, you'll gain more control. Well, in the dream world, you spin your body.
Exactly.
Yeah. You don't wake up and just start spinning your body around. But yes, in the dream world, you start spinning, and you'll gain further control. You'll gain more control of the dream. And also, a lot of times, if you want to visit certain places, you want to go to Paris, you want to go to Italy, wherever you want to go, you can do that in the dream world.
I understand we can do that when we're on the other side also.
Oh, absolutely. Of course.
Yes.
Absolutely.
When we're in the spirit world.
Yes, and astral traveling as well, out of body, you can do that as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, well, then, so what you're saying is that through our dreams and controlling our dreams, we can control our lives.
That is
and
correct.
what happens in our lives and
What happens as far as how you respond and react to the world around you, how you move through life. Like you need more strength, courage, you want confidence. You can do that all in the dream world, and it will manifest in the waking state. Everything will manifest in the waking state with yourself. You want more confidence, you can use dream control to achieve that goal. You want more strength, you want to train. A lot of people, they've done studies where Olympic athletes, they'll have a group physically training for the competition. They'll have another group training just in their minds. Now, when they have the competition, the ones who trained in their minds actually win the competition.
Wow.
So you can do dream control where you can let's say you're up for a big competition next weekend. So each and every night when you're sleeping and you're dreaming, you can actually compete and win the event in your dream. And then when you finally at the actual waking state competition, you'll do so much better.
well, how about if you always wanted to play an instrument, but never took lessons, never practiced, but in your mind you envision yourself playing a piano or something?
It depends on your level of awareness and your level of evolvement, and you have to believe, expect, and know. You have to know that you can really teach yourself in your mind while you're sleeping in your dream, and you won't need any waking state lessons, and you'll have it like this. It's very possible. But again, we spoke about facilitating, not just manifesting, but really going for it. So if you decide you want to learn how to play the piano, get or go to piano lessons. What will help you be a better piano player is dream control. Yes, you can use dream control to train and practice, and you'll be much better as if you just went to piano lessons. So you can continue the practicing, the training, and performing. Like you could, in a dream, you're performing and playing it better than Chopin. I mean, and you're playing in front of hundreds of thousands of people in your dream. That will materialize in your confidence, in your waking state, skills, and movements. Absolutely.
Do you think a lot of people who have done things professionally, like say Liberace, did these kinds of things?
Well, I can't answer for them. I do know that a lot of people do. Well, when I say a lot of people, I mean there's 7 billion people on the planet, so I don't know how many of those people do it, but there are people that use dream control. But then on another level where people don't have the access or they don't even have the awareness that you could do these amazing things in your dream. I mean, there's hypnosis, and I can tell you right now, there's a lot of actors, actresses, performers that do go to hypnosis because everything's in the mind, in your subconscious mind. You ever hear the expression being in the zone or playing in the zone?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're playing from your subconscious mind. You're playing in a state of hypnosis. And I forget which boxer, but there was a boxer that actually used hypnosis before he fought. And I'm not 100%, but I think before it was Muhammad Ali.
I don't know.
You know what? I'll get back to you on that. But there was a boxer who used hypnosis to fight, and he actually won against a champion.
Against
I think
the
it
odds.
was either Muhammad Ali or it was Mike Tyson, whoever it was. But the boxer used hypnosis, and he went out with no fear. He had the confidence. He knew he was going to win, and I think he actually won. It's that simple. Everything's in the mind. Now,
Yeah.
with dream control, you can access the infinite power of your mind through your dreams to manifest the things that you want in yourself, to change the things that you want, for confidence, for strength and courage, you name it, for focus.
How about for ambition?
Absolutely.
'Cause
Motivation.
motivation. 'Cause
everything, yeah.
sometimes I feel that I could be doing more if I was a little more motivated. So, so you use your dreams to get the motivation.
Absolutely.
Will
Absolutely.
you tell yourself before you go to sleep,
You
I
can,
am
yes.
motivated?
But you'd have to-
Tomorrow I'm going to accomplish all of this?
You can do that. But if you're specifically using dream control to do that, of course you would have to do the exercises to make it a reality for you to dream control, to lucid dream. So now that you're lucid dreaming and you're controlling your dreams, then you can set your intentions and you can work on whatever you want to work on with 100% awareness of what you're doing in your dreams and making it happen. So yes, you can give yourself, determination, focus, motivation. Absolutely.
And the exercise you're talking about now is the one we did with the cup.
Yes, the cup and
Or
even
whatever.
the title of a book, and you say the same thing. You look away, you look back at it. It's the same. You confirm you're awake. Tonight, when I'm sleeping and I'm dreaming, I will know that I'm dreaming.
Okay, that sounds really good. That sounds really good. So, anything else? Any other exercises we can do?
They have a pinching exercise where
So ever
you
say,
say,
pinch me, make sure I'm not dreaming?
yeah, exactly. So that's what a lot of or like a pin or something where
I
you
was
say,
thinking about that
am I
before.
awake or am I dreaming? Am I awake or am I dreaming? You pinch yourself. Oh, I'm awake. Tonight when I'm dreaming. So now when you're in a dream, have you ever been bitten by a snake in a dream? Have you ever been stabbed or,
No, I've been chased.
You know how many times I've gotten bitten by a snake in a dream?
Really?
Yeah.
I did have a dream once
Yeah.
where there was hundreds of snakes in my kitchen, all hanging all around from the walls.
Were they alive?
Yeah.
Oh, goodness.
And most of them are green.
Interesting.
Now, I don't know what that meant, but that was very real. But the funny part was I wasn't afraid. It didn't faze me. Oh, look at all those snakes.
It was a message.
Yeah.
You want to know what the message is?
Yeah, I would like to.
What would you like the message to be?
Well, the green snakes meant that I was going to get money.
There you go. And when you believe it, expect it, know it, that's it. That's exactly what it means. Money's coming.
That was a long time ago, though.
And you got the money?
Well, I did get some since. But I don't know if that had anything to do with that dream.
Well, maybe did you actually make it that reality when you had the dream first? That money
At the
was definitely
dream, it
coming?
was one of the thoughts that it might have been that
Oh,
kind
so
of
you
a
had other
message.
thoughts. Oh, okay. So you weren't sure.
I wasn't
of the
sure, but I
message.
said, I wonder if that's telling me, because look at they're all green.
I'm glad you brought that up. So here's the important message here for us, for
Okay.
the audience. When you have a dream and you want it to mean that money's coming, you can't say, I hope this is what it means, or I wonder if this is what it means. No, you have to know.
You have to say,
That's what it
means. That's
That's what
all
it
those snakes
means.
were green.
And then you put yourself in a state you're ready to receive that money and accept it with immense gratitude.
Yes, I see
Absolutely.
what you mean. Oh, yeah. Well, we always, for whatever, especially the good stuff that happens in our lives, have to have, and I've said this before, an attitude of gratitude.
Absolutely.
Where you just constantly be thanking our higher power, whoever it is to you. Thank them for all the good stuff in your life. Don't fret about what's bad in your life. Say, I'm thankful for the good stuff. And what you do is you sit there and you'll just take in like 6 or 7 deep breaths, and when you get to where your lungs are full, you say, I am so blessed.
Yes. Awesome.
And then when you exhale, you say, I am so grateful. And just putting out that affirmation I have had changes for the better happen in my life.
Absolutely, yes.
Just by putting out that I am grateful for what I have, despite the fact that, of course, we all have desires, things that we don't have that we would like to see in our lives.
Right.
But to be grateful for what we have in our lives helps to get the things we don't.
Yes, because the universe will give you more to be grateful for.
That's right.
Absolutely. When you're
because
putting
it
out that
loves
frequency
being
of gratitude, the universe responds with that higher frequency of gratitude, so it's going to give you more of what's going to make you grateful.
right. And yeah, because it's going to say, she's so grateful for that. Let's see what she does with this.
Yeah, just
You
keep
know?
it coming. Yep,
Keep
let
it
it
coming.
flow. Let
That's
it flow.
right.
Absolutely.
That's right. Yes, because we have to be grateful for everything that we have, however big or however minute, in order to be worthy of receiving other things.
Yeah, absolutely.
We also have to put out good deeds.
Yes.
I believe, because especially when it comes to taking care of God's creatures.
Okay.
He blesses you immensely when you do that, and he also protects you from those who might try to thwart your efforts.
Right. Well, the more positive intentions you're putting out there, the more that you're vibrating on a higher frequency, you're always protected. So those lower vibrations aren't going to affect you. People that have bad intentions towards you, it's not going to manifest in a way that's going to hurt you or hold you back.
No, as a matter of fact, it's going to turn around and smack them right in the face.
Well, we don't want them to get smacked in the face. What we want, which will raise your frequency even more, is when you give forgiveness to those people who want to harm you or who have harmed you. When you give them forgiveness and you let it go, you free them of any negative karma. I know you want to see people suffer in hell, but it's easy. I mean, it's for your benefit. When you forgive, regardless of what they've done, when you forgive them, it's for you. You're freeing
Oh, that's the
yourself
truth. You're
to
freeing
be your
yourself.
perfect self. You're freeing yourself to be happy, to heal, to enjoy life, to receive abundance.
Yes.
When you say, well, I forgive the person, but, he's going to suffer in hell.
Well, you forgive the person, but you know that they're going to have to pay for what they did eventually.
They pay. Listen, this world is tough. Most people operating on bad programming. Most people operating on the cycles of dysfunction. Most people that do bad things they're in pain themselves. They're suffering. They're in pain.
Well, if they would only realize
But
if they turned it around, they would be feeling differently.
can't see
They can't see
beyond.
it.
They
Right.
can't see that they can receive or be happy or be healthy. They can't see
Well,
beyond
that's why I do these
their
shows,
pain.
to bring
Right.
information to people and hopefully enhance their lives.
Yes, but don't tell them that they're going to hell because they did bad things.
I don't tell anybody. I just know it.
Oh, goodness.
I saw somebody with a T-shirt on that said, "Dear Karma, I have a list of people you forgot."
Wow, you're awesome. Well, I'm going to tell your audience, I personally, I free everyone from any and all negative karma. Regardless of what you've done to me, you are free.
But that brings good stuff to you.
Absolutely, and it brings good stuff to you and everyone else around me and everywhere
sure,
I go.
because
So-
your attitudes, our attitudes, they rub off on other people.
Right, absolutely. And on one level, people that are on Earth are really, a lot of people feel like they're already in hell. So
Yeah.
I say for the people, not that karma's going to get them or they're going to hell, they've suffered enough. Let them be happy. Let them be free.
Yeah.
They don't have to. They don't have to go to hell because they've done some terrible things.
Most likely, a lot of them are suffering now for their deeds anyway.
Yes, exactly. So why, let them go to the other side. Let them go to heaven. And my reality, hell doesn't really exist. This is enough pain and suffering here.
Well, true. Sometimes I think it's purgatory, actually, because there is suffering going on here, not only for people, for animals.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So maybe when we get to the other side, we'll have this all explained to us. Well, why all this suffering? Why is there war? Why is there animal cruelty? Why is there
Yeah.
people cheating other people and trying to take their identities and get all their money?
Yeah. It's a heavy world. But guess what? One of the reasons I'm here is to eliminate the cycles of dysfunction, to get rid of all of that, everything you just said.
Right.
And that's one of the reasons that I actually just got approved 501c3 approval for my foundation.
Congratulations.
Thank you very
That's
much.
a wonderful thing to have.
Thank you.
I had a 501c3 many years ago when my friend Frank Dudley and I had a animal organization. We called ourselves Staten Island People Against Animal Cruelty, and we had a 501c3
Awesome.
back then. But
And for this foundation, there's three specific groups. One group is that we're building homes free and clear for disabled veterans, so they don't have to
how
worry about
nice.
mortgage. The other group are foster children, young adults aging out of the foster care system, and I mean high-functioning ones that will be able to be responsible for having their own home
Yeah, I saw
free and
something
clear.
on television. Once they hit 18,
They're
on
gone.
Their
Yeah,
own.
they're out on their own.
They're on their
Absolutely.
own, and a lot of them.
And they've had such horrible, traumatic lives, and the ones that are high functioning that could really benefit from this. I mean, they don't have to worry about a roof over their head,
right.
so they have their home guaranteed. Now, the main mission of the foundation is to build don't have a full title for it yet, but a healing and learning center for children. So children that are going from the earliest ages through the foster care system that aren't going to be reunited with their families, that are up for adoption or eligible for adoption, they're going to go through the center with volunteers. They're going to have their own homestead with like an acre or two of property.
Like a group type of thing?
Like a community type,
Yeah.
but where they're learning from the very earliest ages, meditation, self-hypnosis, coping skills. They're learning to think for themselves, to respect one
That's a
another,
wonderful
respect
thing.
themselves, to have that, to know their true worth, their true self-value. So they'll never look to manipulate anyone. They'll never look to cheat anyone. So they're going to grow with these values. And guess what? When they turn 18, they now have a home free and clear, their own homestead with a garden and their own property for them.
Right.
So they never have to worry about anything. So now they have their own food and shelter.
And don't you think that people like yourself who do things like this get very blessed?
Well, yes. I like to think I was born blessed. Even though my mother actually said when on 13th Avenue in Brooklyn, she would roll me in like the stroller and people would come up and say, "Oh, what a cute, adorable baby." My mother said, am I allowed to say effing? My mother said, "You effing liar, he's an ugly baby."
Oh, no. She would say that?
But, yeah, yes. But, my mother, probably, it was like maybe that, what do you call that? What are women issues? Maybe she had one of those women issues. I don't know what they are.
Menopause or something? No, not
No,
that
not
would be
as
too
young.
That would be too young. That's right. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's a woman's
Well, I
issue.
forgive her. By the way, Mom, you are forgiven.
Now, you remember her telling people you were an ugly
No,
baby?
she goes around saying it. She
still does?
I like to think that I grew up to grew up to be the prince.
The Little
I'd like to
Prince?
think that. I don't want to be a little prince.
There's a book called The Little Prince.
Oh, is it?
Everybody
I
should-
don't know.
you
You
should
know, your
read it.
kid, the frog. Doesn't the frog grow up, or isn't there something with some fable? Doesn't someone
the
grow up?
princess kisses the frog and he becomes a prince?
You're saying I'm waiting for the princess to kiss me?
No, why did you say
Oh,
that?
Christine.
Don't jump to conclusions. But anyway, though, but no, I think that maybe she was joking.
Well, she said it a lot. When someone says a joke too many times, it might not be a joke.
I know.
But anyway, I forgive my mother. Mom, I forgive you.
you could just say,
Love you, Mom.
Methinks the lady doth protest too much. So anyway, but yeah. So anything else?
I
you
hope
wanna-
I hope I'm not too loud because I know my voice
No, you're
projects.
not
Yeah, we're
loud,
okay in
don't
the
worry.
studio.
No, I think if we were having problems with the
They would
audio,
have signaled us,
they would
right?
have said
Okay.
something.
Yeah.
Yes. But anyway, though, so
'Cause I get very excited about the center that I'm manifesting, that I have the foundation for, because think about this: if you knew as a child everything that you know now, if you knew then what you know now, how things would be different, how
They
you
would
would
be
go
different.
through life.
Yes.
If you had all the knowledge now
you do a lot of
as a
things
child,
differently.
of course, yes.
You do
So
them differently to make them better.
and you have that confidence, you have that strength, the courage. I mean, you have all of these values, and you're able to think for yourself and solve problems from the earliest ages. I mean, it's just beautiful. And that's really, I'm very passionate about it, and it's something that I'm making a reality now.
Well, what do you think about children that they call special children that are able to see things and do things.
There's so many more that are being born now than any time in this history. There's more Christ being born now than any time in the history of this planet. More higher evolved. Unfortunately, that even those children that can see and that have these abilities, they're born into families with limitations, with the cycles of dysfunction. So, and they're very empathic, so they're feeling all of that pain a lot.
Oh boy.
And yeah, so
how
that's
do they
one
grow up then? What do they become when
they come
grow
to
up?
well, it depends. Most of them will have the intelligence and the vibrational levels to overcome their circumstance. I don't know if you've read my book, and I've gone through. I had a pretty tough childhood. Went through a lot of abuse, and you overcome it. You don't let anything hold you down. So a lot of children being born with those higher frequencies, they're gonna, even if they're in a dysfunctional family or an abusive family, they're going to know that they can overcome. But again, that's one of the reasons I'm doing the Healing and Learning Center for children, is that they're going to know their true value from the get-go. They're going to know that they don't have to be bound by what has happened to them or by their circumstances, their situations, that they can solve their own problems and be happy with themselves and with the world around them.
Well, if all of these things were able to be, as you say, this world would be a better world come the next generation.
And that's what we want.
Yes.
That's what we want. And that's another thing, where people, a lot of people believe in reincarnation. And if you're coming back here, why wouldn't you make this a much better place to come back to?
We would hope.
Let's do this, because
Knock on wood.
we're going to do it. And that's why you have this program, right?
That's right. Well,
We want to make the world a better place.
Exactly.
Bring out this information.
I want to bring information to people, and I want them to benefit by it. And with that, I'm going to say, well, time is up, and I have to say good night.
Time
I hope you
flies.
all, it does fly, especially when you're having a great conversation like we always have. We have great conversations.
Yes.
And I just want to tell everybody that I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you got something out of it. I hope that you're able to make your dreams work for you. Good night.